Good morning. This morning I'm going to show you how to change the front brake disc pads on a Vauxhall Insignia. And you may ask yourself, why at his age is he going to clamber under the wheel arch of a car? Well, it's simple really. For starters, the pads are £174.53 from Vauxhall, and my local Vauxhall dealer charges around about £160 an hour labour. So I'm looking at, I don't know, 250, 300 quid to change my pads. Now, so then I'm investigating to buying some pads for my own car. So I go onto Euro Parts and I have a look. Now there are two different sizes of brake disc, 321 and 296. Now according to social media, the way you find out is if your rear brake discs are vented, then your front discs are 321. If your rear brake discs are solid, then your front discs are 296. However, I wouldn't rely on this alone or advocate believing social media. I would call your Vauxhall dealer, give them the registration plate of your car, and they will tell you what size front disc your vehicle has. I went on to Euro Parts to look at the price of pads for my car, and here you will see two lists of the various types between £25 and £62, showing both the 321 size disc and the 296 size disc. Here are the brake pads. Now I bought Brembo, they're not the cheapest. I paid £62.40 for them, which is obviously very different to £174.53. And they come with all the clips and all the fittings left and right on there. You can't really go wrong with it. Now, what you will need for this is copper grease. You put that on where the brake pads move in their mounting on the caliper to stop them squeaking. A screwdriver. Obviously the longer one you have, the more you can lever it, so you can push back the piston so you can lift the brake caliper. 14mm wrench, just to undo the retaining nut or bolt for the caliper so you can lift it off the brake pads. Last but not least is a torque wrench. Now, the wheel nuts on a Vauxhall Insignia are 150 Newton meters of torque to tighten them up. Now a good torque wrench is about 400 quid. My opinion, if you don't have one, do them up tight by hand and then go to your local quick fit and just ask them to torque up your wheel nuts. Obviously you're going to need a good trolley jack, which I'm not going to drag into my dining room. You're going to need some axle stands to make sure the car does not fall down on you while you're working on it. And I may use a few other tools, but you will see this as we go along. Anyway, come on, let's go and give it a go and see how we get on. Thank you for watching. The first thing you need to do before you change the brake pads is unscrew the fluid reservoir. Now bear in mind that brake fluid is very, very corrosive, so what I do is I put a towel around it, so when I put the brake pads in, if any spurts out, it goes on the towel and not on the car. The next thing you do is take off the wheel nut covers, which is easy, they just pull off. Slightly undo the wheel nuts. What you do now is you jack the car up under a jacking point. Now I'll put the handbrake on, so you push that under, and can you lift it up? What I've also done is put an axle stand under the jacking point for safety. Okay, we take the wheel off. Right, the next challenge is getting the wheel off. Oh, that was easy. The other side I had to bash it off. Thank you. Okay, the next thing you have to do is push the piston back. Now, what I did was I put a screwdriver in there
hammered it all the way in, and it will go back. And what you're doing, and you can see there because I can push the screwdriver right in, I push the piston right back. Okay, the next thing you do is WD-40 on here to loosen them, and it's a 14mm wrench you need for this. Anti-clockwise. On this one you pull all the way out, and if you're lucky and you've got it right, the whole thing will lift off. And there you go, and there you can see the brake caliper here and everything lifted off. Okay, the next thing is getting the old brake pads out, and that is a wacko job. So it's there we go. It's one out. Easy job. Thank you. Okay, we're going to attack the other brake pad now. See how this comes off. There we go. Simples. That's held on with little clips that we can pull off eventually, and we will get these off. Thank you for watching. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, just have a brake dust clean up here. Clean it all up a little bit. So everything sits as it should. And we're done. Right, the next thing we do is put these retaining clips in. Now they've got little tags that will close when we put the pads in, but you can see pretty much how they go, like this. Nice easy fit, and they're in. Right, the important thing is on these pads, right means right hand side and means inner. The shim goes against the piston, and you just slide there. I'm going to put some copper slip on the edges here. So it doesn't slip, or squeak as I should say, and you put this in. Take that glove off, please. Take it off. there's the brake pad in position. I couldn't really show it properly, but basically it's a lot of fiddling about and it will go on without too much effort, but it's a technique thing and it's not hard to do. Okay, we've put the pads in position, but it took a little bit of fiddling to get it right, and we couldn't video it, and they don't show you that on the videos of changing brake pads on these. Right, so we've got these on, and to put the caliper back, it's a little bit of a, there you go, simple stuff. Move it out of the way, and it's really simple. And I tighten this one up. Now, point of note is I did loosen this to put it back on, just to move it around a bit. You could see that's easy. Can have the other one. I used a little bit of copper slip, try to let you see what I'm doing. And that's it. Now what I've done is, some of you look and say, well, they're different sides. Well, because it's the first time I've done this, what I've done is I've shown you the best of each side. Okay, well now we're going to put the wheel back on. I'm going to put a little bit of copper slip on each of these lugs or studs, quite simply because it stops corrosion or erosion. Now, the thing to remember is, with these studs, when you put a wheel nut on, it's the chamfer that goes against the wheel. Don't make the mistake of doing that. I've seen that, believe it or not, on a wheel. It's the chamfer that goes into the wheel. Anyway, let's have a go at this. And then we get the torque wrench. Which is set to 150 Newton meters, but I set it to 125 because I think 150, I was doing that and I felt the studs were going to break, so I've done it to 125. You do what the manual says, not what I say. Thank you for watching. Last but not least, don't forget, put the cap on your brake fluid, and you can see there where it's leaked out. See? All over my towel. If I'd have left that, it would have dripped down and I'd have got corrosion. Thank you for watching.